How to be seductive. This WikiHow will give you tips and advice on how to be seductive. Key points. Make eye contact. More. Offer a coy, sexy smile. Make light, physical contact. Try brushing up against them. Take things slow to build tension and anticipation. Say their name and smile, offer a compliment, or whisper. Part 1. Seduce using body language. 1. Take an appreciative glance. Staring at someone's private areas will make them feel uncomfortable with you, at best, and may even get you a slap to the face. That said, if you maintain eye contact throughout most of your interactions and break away only to steal a glance, you send the signal that you like what you see, and that you might be interested in seeing more. The safest way to do this is to turn your attention to a traditionally non-private area. For instance, if you brush against the other person's hand, let your eyes linger on the hand even after you break physical contact. Dart your eyes back up to the other person's eyes while keeping your chin and face directed toward the hand, indicating that your mind is still on that bit of physical contact. You could also make a point to observe the entire package by looking at a person from head to toe. This works especially well if you finish with an approving smile, suggesting that you thoroughly approve of what you saw. 2. Offer a coy, sexy smile. Simply put, a smile lets the other person know that you are pleased. It can indicate that you find the other person attractive and suggest that you are enjoying his or her company. When someone has this sort of encouragement, that person is more likely to take an interest in you, as well. Laugh and smile often, but for the best effect, you should accompany your smiles with meaningful glances, and keep your grins on the sultry side rather than the overexcited and overly interested side. You need to suggest to the other person that you like what's been going on so far, while still giving him or her a goal to chase after. 3. Brush up against the target of your seduction. A hint of physical contact can be alluring without seeming overwhelming or pressuring. Knowing where to touch and how long to maintain contact is important, though. Grooming can be highly effective. Brush hair from the other person's face or pick of a piece of lint, or imaginary lint, from his or her clothes. This bit of contact can be brief, but if the night has been going well and you already have a good vibe going on, let your hand linger for a moment longer than necessary. Use physical contact when speaking. Brush your hand against the other person's hand or arm as you laugh at a joke. Never touch anywhere private or inappropriate unless your target is already effectively seduced, though. 4. Play footsie. If you already have some chemistry established, you can be a little braver in your physical contact by intimately touching the other person with your foot. Slip your shoe off and gently run your foot up and down the other person's calf. As you do this, continue your conversation, as if nothing peculiar is going on. This works best if your legs are hidden by something like a tablecloth, since it creates a private moment between the two of you in the midst of a public setting. This small taste of privacy can cause the target of your seduction to yearn for even greater privacy with you. 5. Take things slow. Moving slowly and deliberately is far more seductive than zipping through the conversation. Slow movement sends the signal that you enjoy the other person's company and want to savor every moment of your interaction together. It also teases the other party and keeps him or her wanting more. If you have to get up at any point in the evening, walk slowly so that the other person can enjoy watching you walk away. If you're a woman, walk with a little sway in your hips as well. Your gestures should be slow and deliberate, as well. Even your speech should be low and slow. 6. Dance. This works especially well if you're a woman trying to seduce a man. Dancing is a good way to accentuate the feminine curves of your body, especially if you don't shy away from shaking your hips. Dancing can be a good move for both men and women alike. It shows confidence and playfulness, which are both essential characteristics of successful seduction. 7. Be a chaste flirt. Introduce a move that is both subtle and suggestive. This way, you can leave the other party guessing and hoping for more. For example, move in to kiss the other person on the cheek or neck, and very gently brush the tip of your tongue against the skin. If you are gentle enough, you may cause the other person to wonder if he or she really felt your tongue or not. That bit of mystery can cause enough intrigue to make the other person want to experience the kiss a second time. 8. Hand, feed the other person. If some chemistry has already been established between the two of you, offer the other person some finger food from your plate. If possible, choose something sweet like candy or strawberries. Allow your fingers to brush against the other person's lips as you place the food into his or her mouth. If the other party offers to reciprocate, accept the offer. As the food is placed in your mouth, try to catch the fingertips in between your lips for a couple of seconds. 9. Play peek, boo. If you're a woman, wear clothes that show a little skin instead of clothes that show a lot. As a general rule, if you have one sensual part of your body exposed, the other sensual parts should be fairly well covered. The sensual parts of a woman's body, as far as fashion goes, are generally the legs, back, and chest. You can also give the guy in question an accidental peek at something he should not have seen. Bend low to pick something up, flashing a bit of cleavage in the process, or causing the hemline of your skirt to lift up a bit more than usual. If you catch him looking, offer a coy grin to suggest that you don't mind. 10. Slip off your shoes. This is another tip that applies primarily to women. Slip off your shoes in the middle of your conversation to reveal your feet, especially if you have nylon stockings on. This move reveals a part of your body usually kept hidden, even though that part of your body is not usually considered private or risk. This works especially well if you decide to kick off a pair of high heels, but it works considerably less well if you slip off something like flip-flops or sneakers. Part 2. Seduce using words. 1. Repeat his or her name. This is a good tactic to use after you meet someone for the first time. Repeat his or her name and smile immediately afterward to suggest that you like the way that name feels rolling off your lips. Do not snicker or make it seem as though you are laughing at the name, though. You can even say something along the lines of, "I really like that name," but make sure you mean it. You might be asked to explain why you like the name, and in that case, you will need to have a reason. 2. Offer a compliment. Everyone enjoys a bit of flattery. You can compliment something physical, like a person's eyes or smile, or you can compliment a personality trait, like someone's wit or sense of humor. Complimenting someone on his or her clothes can be especially suggestive and seductive. It lets the other person know that you are looking at his or her body without being crude about it. When complimenting someone on an item of clothing, however, there are different levels of heat you can use in your compliment. For something mild, keep it short and sweet. "That shirt looks great on you. The blue really brings out your eyes." For something a little more suggestive, let the other person know that you are admiring his or her body in a sensual manner. "Your curves look amazing in that dress." For something very bold and spicy, suggest that you are more interested in what lies beneath the clothes than the clothes themselves. "You look great in that shirt, but I bet you look even better with it off." 3. Whisper. Regardless of what you say, whispering into another person's ear can be a highly seductive move. It closes the physical gap between two people and creates an aura of intimacy. Move in close enough so that the other person can feel your breath on his or her ear. This can be a killer move if used when saying something suggestive or flirtatious if you've reached that stage of your seduction, but it can also be used to create a higher level of intimacy if you've only just begun. Try whispering something like, "It's pretty loud in here. Want to go somewhere more private?" 4. Aim to please. If you reach a point where you can start talking dirty, suggest to your partner or potential partner that you have a keen interest in doing something to please him or her. If you know the other person well enough to know what he or she likes, you can suggest that you want to go somewhere private so that you can both indulge in that action. If you don't know what he or she likes, you can keep things generic by stating something along the lines of, "I can't stop fantasizing about making you feel good." Research suggests that this is even more effective on women than it is on men. Roughly 2/3 of men fantasize about pleasing their partners, while more than 50% of women fantasize about being pleased. 5. Say what you want. On the other hand, there's something to be said about making an explicit request for what you want your partner to do to you when you have a private moment. For a more sultry, seductive way of talking about what pleases you, you can phrase the request in past tense. Something along the lines of, "I really liked it when you did such, and such to me last time," can be sexier than, "I'd like you to do such, and such to me when we get back to my place."